Welcome to Vedanta Bhakti Pravachanam channel. In this channel, we are seeing Sai Satcharitra. Up to 11 chapters, we have read so many things about Sai Baba, which are described by Himad Pant. Now in chapter number 12, what are the things we are going to describe? Here we will see. Saint's mission. We have seen before that the purpose or object of divine incarnation is to protect the good and destroy the wicked. But the mission of the saints is quite different. To them, the good and the wicked are the same. First, they draw the evil doors and set them on the right path. They are the Agastya to destroy the Bhavasagar, or the sun to destroy the darkness of ignorance. The God dwells in the saints. In fact, they are not different from Him. Our Sai is one of these who incarnated for the welfare of the devotees. Supreme in knowledge and surrounded with divine aura, he loved all beings equally. He was unattached. Foes and friends, kings and paupers, all are same to him. Here his leelas, for the sake of devotees, he gave his stock of merits and was ever alert to help them. But the devotees could never approach him unless he meant to receive them. If their appointed time did not come, they did not remember Baba, and his leelas could not reach their ears, then how could they think of seeing him? Some men desired to see Sai Baba, but they did not got any opportunity for taking his darshan till his Mahasamadhi. There are many such persons whose desires for Baba's darshan was not thus satisfied. If these persons believe in him, listen to his leelas, their quest for darshan will be, to a great extent, satisfied by the leelas. Even if some persons went there by sheer luck and looked Baba's darshan, were they able to stay there longer? No. Nobody could go there of his own accord, and nobody could stay there longer if Baba did not wish so. They could stay there so long as Baba permitted them to stay, and had to leave the place when asked to do so by him so. Everything depends on Baba's divine will. Once, Kaka Mahajani went to Shirdi from Mumbai. He wanted to stay there for 1 week and enjoy the Gokulashtami festival. As soon as took Baba's darshan, Baba asked him, when you are returning home? He was rather surprised at this question, but he had to give an answer. He said that he would go home when he ordered him to do answer. He said that then Baba said, go tomorrow. Baba's word was law and had to be obeyed. Kaka Mahajani therefore left Shirdi immediately. When he went to his office in Mumbai, he found his employer anxiously waiting for him. His Munim, the manager, suddenly fell ill, hence Kaka's presence was absolutely necessary. He had sent a letter to Kaka to Shirdi, which was redirected to him at Mumbai. Bua Sahib Duma. Now listen to another story. Once, Bhau Sahib Dumal was going to Nifad for a case. On the way he came to Shirdi, took Baba's darshan and wanted to proceed to Nifad immediately. But Baba did not permit him to do so. He made him to stay at Shirdi for a week or more. In the meanwhile, the magistrate at Nifad suffered intensely from pain in his abdomen and the case was adjourned. Mr. Dumal was then allowed to go and attend to his case. It went on for some months and was tried by 4 magistrates. Ultimately, Mr. Dumal won the case and his client was acquitted. Mrs. Nimonkar, Mr. Nana Sahib Nimorkar, Vatandar of Nimon, and honorary magistrate was staying at Shirdi with his wife. Mr. and Mrs. Nimonkar were spending most of their time in the masjid with Baba and serving him. It so happened that their son fell ill at Belapur, and the mother decided with Baba's consent to go to Belapur and see her son and other relatives and stay there for a few days, but Mr. Nana Sahib asked her to return the next day. The lady was in a fix and did not know what to do, but her God Sai came to her help. While leaving Shirdi, she went to Baba, who was standing in front of Sateswada with Mr. Nana Sahib and others, and prostrated at his feet and asked his permission to go. Baba said to her, go quickly, be calm and uninterrupted, stay comfortably at Belapur for 4 days, see all your relatives and return to Shirdi. How opportune were Baba's words Mr. Nana Sahib's proposal was overruled by Baba's decree. Mr. Sastri of Nasik, an orthodox Agnihatri Brahmin of Nasik, Mule Sastri, who had studied the 6 Shastras and was well versed in astrology and palmistry, once came to Shirdi to Sai Mr. Babu Sahib Bhuti, the famous millionaire at Nagpur. After seeing him, he and others went to Sai Baba in the masjid. Baba bought various fruits and other things from vendors with his own money and distributed them to the people present in the masjid. Baba used to press the mango on all sides so skillfully that when Baba sucked it, he got all the pulp at once in the mouth and could throw away the seed. Plantains were peeled off Baba and the pulp was distributed to the devotees, while the skins were retained by Baba for himself. Mule Sastri, as a palmist, wanted to examine Baba's palm and asked him to extend his hand. Baba ignored his request and gave 4 plantains to him. Then they all returned to the Vada and Mule Sastri bathed, wore fresh clothes and started his routine duties, Agnihotra, etc. Then Baba, as usual, started for Lendi and said, "Take some Geru, who we shall today don saffron colored cloth." None understood what Baba meant. Then after some time, when Baba returned in preparation for the noon arati were being made, Babu Sahib Jog asked Mule Sastri whether he would accompany him for the arati. He replied that he would see Baba in the afternoon. Baba sat on his seat, was worshipped by the devotees and arati commenced. Then Baba said, "Get some dakshina from the new Brahmin." Bhuti himself went to the Vada to get a dakshina, and when he gave Baba's message to Mule Sastri, he was sorely perplexed. He thought in his mind thus, "I am a pure Agnihotri Brahmin. Why should I pay dakshina? Baba may be a great saint. I am not his dependent." But since a great saint like Sai Baba was asking for dakshina through a millionaire like Bhuti, he could not refuse. So, leaving his routine unfinished, he started with Bhuti for the masjid, thinking himself holy and the masjid otherwise. He remained at distance, and after joining his palm, threw flowers at Baba from there. Then, lo, all of a sudden, he saw not Baba but his late Guru Golab Swami there. He was wonderstruck. Could this be a dream? No, it wasn't, as he was wide awake. But how could his late Guru Golab be there? He was speechless for some time. He pinched himself and thought again, but could not reconcile to the fact of his late Guru Golab being in the masjid. Ultimately, leaving aside all doubt, he went up, fell at Guru's feet and then stood there with folded hands. Other people sang Baba's Arati, while Mule Sastri chanted loudly his Guru's name. Then, casting off all pride of caste and sacredness, he fell at Guru's feet and closed his eyes. When he got up and opened his eyes, he saw Baba asking for dakshina. Seeing Baba's blissful form and his inconceivable power, Mule Sastri forgot himself. He was extremely pleased. His eyes were full of tears of joy. He again saluted Baba and gave the dakshina. He said that his doubt was removed and he saw his own Guru. On seeing his wonderful Leela of Baba, all people, including Mule Sastri, were much moved and they realized the meaning of Baba's words. Bring Geru, we shall don saffron colored clothes, such in the wonderful Leela of Baba. Once a Mamaltadar came to Shirdi with a doctor friend of his. The doctor said that deity was Ram and that he would not bow before a Mohammedan, and so he was unwilling to go to Shirdi. The Mamaltadar replied that nobody would press him to bow down, so he should come and give the pleasure of the company. Accordingly, they reached Shirdi and went to the masjid for Baba's darshan. All were wonderstruck to see the doctor going ahead and saluting Sai Baba. They asked him how he forgot his resolve and bowed down the Musalman. Then doctor replied that he saw his beloved deity Ram on the seat and he therefore prostrated himself before him. Then, as he was saying this, he again saw Sai Baba there. Being dismayed, he again said, "This is a dream. How could he be a Mohammedan? He is a great yoga sampanna, full of yoga avatar." Next day he made a vow and began fast. he absented himself from the masjid, resolving not to go there until Baba blessed him. 3 days passed, and one fourth day, a close friend of his from Khandesh turned up, and with him he went to the masjid for Baba darshan. After the salutation, Baba asked him anybody had gone to call him and that he had come. Hearing this virtual question, the doctor was moved. The same night he was blessed by Baba and he experienced bliss supreme in his sleep. Then he left for his town, where he remained in the same state for a fortnight. Thus his Baba devotion increased manifold. The moral of all the stories mentioned above, especially that of Mule Sastri, is that we should have firm faith in our Guru and on none else. More Leelas of Sai Baba will be described in the next chapter. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to be all.